All right. Good morning, lovely people. I hope you guys are doing well. Today happened to be a Sunday, as you know. Sundays I come your way with powerful program, and today the topic is kind of I'll say it's kind of strange or good, right? Let's put it that way. I realized that the NPP, they're actually scared of John Mahama. I'll tell you why in a minute, but I'm just calling on you at this time to just go ahead and share the live, invite your friends, because it's going to be, as you know, Sundays is serious business. Charlie, the NPP is so scared about JM that they are going all out to make sure that this man, they don't want the man to go to the presidential in 2024. They are doing all means, like now it's clean. Before they were hiding a little bit, like before they were doing it in some styles where it's not showing, but now it's clear that they want the man to be out of the election 2024. Yeah, it's clear, right? So let's just jump into the program because I don't want to waste too much time, right? So, in the stats, you see that they will say that, oh, JM is no match for the NPP because they beat the man twice in 2016 and 2020. So the man is no match for the NPP. That the NDC should bring a better candidate. Now, let me ask you, my viewers, if you are going to the war, let's say you are going to a war with your enemy, will you tell your enemy what weapon they can use to beat you? No, let's be realistic. This is where I don't understand the NPP. It's like they are advising the NDC, right? They are advising the NDC on what candidate they should present so that it will be a match for them, the NPP. It makes no sense, my people. If it makes sense to you, let me know. It's like you are telling your enemy what weapon they can use to defeat you. Who does that? Who does that? This is clear indication that they are just afraid and they are trying their ways to make sure that they have a weak opponent, right? So let's see. During the primaries, like the primaries that we just, the NDC just had, the primary for the parliamentary and the presidential candidate, we've seen that the NPP they were pushing their own agenda, saying that they want Dr. Kwabena Duffuor to be elected as a flag bearer of the NDC. They were pushing that and saying that, Mahama is no match for the NPP. They have to push Dr. Kwabena Duffuor to become the flag bearer. They were pushing that. And they went ahead to even say that during the NDC time, listen to this, they were saying that during the NDC time, Dr. Kwabena Duffuor was the finance minister, and the economy at that time was doing very, very well. Did you hear that? They were saying that, during the NDC time, Dr. Kwabena Duffuor was the finance minister and the economy was flourishing. The economy was good. That's why the NDC, they have to vote for Dr. Kwabena Duffuor to become the flag bearer. And I'm asking myself, these people, do they really think this thing through before? Because at the same time that Dr. Kwabena Duffuor was the finance minister, JM was the vice. And as a vice, he was the head of the economic management committee. Meaning that technically, he was the head of the finance ministry. He was the head of Dr. Duffuor. Meaning that Dr. Duffuor is working under him. So credit supposed to even go to JM because he was the head. I don't know whether you guys get it. So if you are saying that during NDC time and Dr. Duffuor was the finance minister, things were flourishing, you are forgetting that the head of that economic management committee was JM. So it makes no sense to say that, this is not possible and all that. Yes. So he was the head of the economic management team. So the credit need to go to JM. So it's now clear that this man these NPP folks are actually afraid of the man, So I don't get it. Now, what even baffles me is that we saw that the primaries, right, for the flag bearer of the NDC, John Mahama won. Now, if you were to be an opposition, if you were to be an opposition party or a party that see the NDC to be your opponent, and a weaker candidate won the primaries, you should be happy. You should be celebrating, because you know that definitely that weak candidate is no match for you. But let me tell you, actually, the NPP, they were sad. They were sad because JM won. I don't know whether you get it. Now, if a weak opponent won the primaries, you should be happy, because now you can boldly say that you're going to win the election. But they were sad because they know JM is a big punch for them, because they know they cannot stand JM. Now, they are looking for alternative to actually kick the man out of the election 2024. And I'm sure by now, you guys heard the story that is flying, right? You guys heard the story that's flying where Ken Crunchy is taking John Mahama to court, saying that he's not eligible to go and contest the presidential seat in 2024. He went to court and he's using some article in our constituency. I think the article is Article 68. That's what he's using. And I heard a lot of people are saying that whatever article he's using is not going to work out because blah, 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 blah. Here I am doing some analysis, and I'm saying that this is possible. This is possible. And we have to really, 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 really look through this, because you might say that these cases have no merit, but I can tell you that these cases have some merit, because we have seen what the Unanimous FC have done before. People will be wondering, what am I calling Unanimous FC? I will explain later. So let's listen to this ex-convict. This ex-convict. Do you know who is ex-convict? Ken Crunchy is the ex-convict. He was jailed for 10 days in 2013, right, for disrespecting the court. He disrespected the court, and he was jailed for 10 days in 2013. So he's an ex-convict. So the ex-convict want John Mahama to shouldn't be eligible for contesting the election 2024. This ex-convict. If you think I'm lying, if you don't believe me that this man was actually an ex-convict, I'm going to try to play a video for you to just refresh your mind for 1 minute. And then when I come back, I'll tell you on what basis Ken Crunchy is taking John Mahama to court. So he's using an article in the constituency of Ghana, all right? In the Constitution of Ghana. Why am I saying that? He's using an article in the Constitution of Ghana. Today, I am... Okay, let's watch. It happens sometimes. Sometimes when you listen to all this, like, my heart is like jumping. Yeah? My heart is jumping. My blood is boiling. Like, oh, Charlie, Jesus Christ. Let's watch. It shall be well. Let's watch.
Now with me, Nani Kwasare, editor of the Daily Dispatch newspaper. Ken Crunchy has been released from jail. The newspaper editor was charged for criminal contempt by the Supreme Court and handed a 10-day jail sentence in an exclusive interview with TV3 minutes after his release. Ken Crunchy said he still stands by his publications and has no regrets.
It has been valuable for me to be there, to be somebody who was 17 years, went to steal a mobile phone and was jailed for 10 years. Okay, he has been set on the wrong track. People go and steal a piece of cloth, they are jailed for 40 years. There's a remand prisoner He was taken into prison for remand. He has been there for 16 years. His warrant is lost. He's mad. If I had to go to prison for speaking my mind, I'll go to prison again. In fact, if it becomes necessary that I die to ensure that people are free to speak their minds in this country, I'll do it again. That is what has happened. I think that given the nature.
So you guys have seen. So it's not like I'm making the story up. The man have actually gone to prison. Right. So he's an ex-convict. So this ex-convict is telling us that John Mahama is not qualified to run for election 2024. And this is his reason. He said, according to an article in our constitution, Article 68, says that if you are ex-president, it's like you are part of parliament or you are ward of the parliament, right? That you are taking benefit from, or you are taking pension, or the government is actually paying you. So if you are going to take any position for profit, right, any profitable position, you have to come back to parliament for parliament to approve you before you can go in for any position that is for profit. Mavis, let me come back because we don't know the law too much because we are not lawyers. So I'm going to explain it like the French people will say terre à terre, like in a layman's understanding. So the law in Article 68 of our constitution is saying that if you are a retired, a president, the government is going to pay you. Because the government is paying you, it's like you are part of the parliament. And if you are going to get any job or work for profit, the parliament needs to approve that. Now, this man, Ken Cratchit, is taking JMM to the Supreme Court by saying that, you know what, I want some clarification from you. Right? So he wants some clarification from the Supreme Court. So his first clarification is to understand whether John Mahama, being an ex-president, right, because he's an ex-president, is he a ward of the parliament or not? Because if he's a ward of the parliament, then he needs an approval before he can contest the election in 2024. That is his first question. The second question he's asking is that the parliament should clarify to him whether our term for presidency is it 4 or 8, because he believes that you can only be a president for 8 years if it is continuously, like because you finish your first term and then you have your second term making it 8 years, but you cannot break it, have 4 years, and maybe after 8 years, 12 years, you come back to do another 4 years. So he is seeking clarification from the Supreme Court. So that's what he is saying. So that's the clarification he wants from the court. Now, I've seen people from NDC say that this is like useless case, so this thing is not going to go anywhere. We believe that the court will rule in favor of JM. Let me tell you something. The people in NDC, you should be scared. You should be scared because we are in these same countries. We have seen what the unanimous FC have done. We have seen their ruling. It's like they are just another branch of the NPP. We have seen how they are ruling in favor of the NPP. So don't be surprised if the outcome of this Supreme Court ruling does not go in favor of NDC. You guys have to be scared. Rashida, you guys have to be scared. Edna Ofori, you guys has to be like, you have to be scared because this can happen. And we have seen it happen time and time because this unanimous FC is just another branch of the NPP. Why am I saying this? First of all, remember, Nanado have appointed all the justices over there. Nanado alone have appointed 10 of those justices over there at the Supreme Court. Now, to handle big case, you only need 9 of those to preside over big case. So I want you to do the mathematics. If 10 of those justices have been appointed by Nanado, and you only need 9 to preside over big cases. What can happen these cases that have been presented by Ken Cratchit? You have to, that's food for thought. And also, the case that Ken Cratchit is presenting, it has some sense in it. There's some sense in it. So people are saying that, oh, the NPP or Ken Cratchit didn't do their homework, their background work before presenting these to the Supreme Court. And I differ on that, because they have actually dig deeper, did an analysis, and see that they can use this against John Mahama. So don't be fooled. This has been well thought. These have been prepared to destroy JN. Yeah. So me, I'm looking at this at different angle. Let me give you an example. New voters register in 2020. What happened? The NPP asked the Supreme Court that register, that the register that we used in 2012, the same register we used in 2016, where the NPP used that register to win the election over 1 million votes. They are asking, or they ask in 2020, that register need to be changed, that they need a new voters register. And the Supreme Court actually grant them the request. The same register they used to win the election, right? In 2016, they are saying that register is not good anymore, that they have to change that. The same register the NDC also used to win election 2012. Now, we all know that this is a game of the NPP, because first of all, their intention is to actually, bloat the register, like inflate the register, in their favor. They want to bloat that register. That's why they were doing it. And they know that if they do that new register, the strongholds of the NDC, people will not be able to go back to register. Okay? They wanted to take some, like they wanted to put their people at strategic seats in the country. So for them, doing a new register will actually prevent the stronghold of the NDC to be able to register. Because, if I have to move from Accra or somewhere to my constituency to go and register and all that, if I don't have the money, how will I do that? But, the NPP, they have the money. So they were able to bus their people to all those places so that they can get the vote, they could be registered, So that's what they were doing. They had the money. They actually have the money. And they were able to do that. They always believe, the NPP always believe that the people in Ketu South are Togolese. So by doing the new register, they'll be able to prevent all those Togolese to come and register. They want to get some good numbers as NPP in the strongholds of the NDC. So they did all that, and they had the support of the Supreme Court. And then the Supreme Court was saying that, you cannot use the birth certificate as a determination of your citizenship. Like that don't really make sense to me. Common sense, common sense, some people say common sense, but our Supreme Court, they don't work with common sense. So this is not an insult. Our Supreme Court, they don't work with common sense. Things that you and I think is common is not common for them. That's why they're going to say that birth certificate cannot use as a proof of citizenship. Where you go to countries like US, where I am, Togo, Burkina, Ivory Coast, birth certificate can actually be used as a proof that you are a citizen of a country, because your birth certificate will indicate who is your mother, who is your father, what are their nationality. So what up to now, I'm so baffled why the Supreme Court thinks that you cannot use birth certificate to show that you are a citizen of Ghana. Yes, I'm telling you, the Supreme Court, they don't work with common sense. This is unanimous FC. They always in favor of the NPP. That's how they roll. That's how they roll. It's pathetic, but that's how they actually roll. A devil. And these people really, with all this Ken Cratchit in front of the NPP, like the NPP is hiding behind Ken Cratchit to take this to the Supreme Court. And for you who don't know, he's actually a member of the NPP. He is a member of the NPP. He is a member of the NPP. And then 6 months to election, you are changing the voters register to suit you. And this is going against ECOWAS and their protocols. But as a country, we went ahead to do that because the unanimous FC work for the NPP. Jifa Kafui is edeful. That we are in a country where a party want to actually have power for themselves. You know, to be honest, the reason why the NPP is doing all this to make sure that NDC does not come to power, to make sure that GM is not the president. I'll tell you why. Yeah. You know why? Because JM said that if he's become the president of Ghana, he's going to make sure that all the people that stole Ghana's money will go to jail. And we all know how these folks in the NPP, in 6 years, they became like overnight billionaires. So they are afraid of the man because the man gave them a strong warning by saying that if I become a president, I'm going to jail all those people that stole from this country. So because of that, they are afraid. And they want to make sure that this man will never become the president of Ghana again. That's the whole thing. And they have filled all the critical position in this Ghana with their own people. EC is filled of NPP members. The Supreme Court, they have appointed more than 10 people. We have seen how they have ruled anonymously on the 2021 election petition. You have seen how they rule over that. You have seen the ruling on that. They granted the new voter registers for the NPP. The rule in favor, the petition in favor of the NPP. So they be like it's another branch, right, of the NPP. So I want my people, don't be surprised if they rule in favor of the NPP again by making sure that JM is not a candidate, a presidential candidate in 2024. I am scared right now, honestly, because we have seen cases that have no merit. But this case that they are presenting using Article 68 of our Constitution, this has a little bit of merit. They really thought through this because they are afraid of JM. They know by all means if JM to be the presidential candidate of NDC in 2024, they're going to lose Porto. So we shouldn't be here saying that, oh, this is no case. Hey, Charlie, there is a case. So me, I'm afraid there is a case. My people, there is a case. So if you have to start praying now because there is a case. There is a case. They are using all their means to make sure that they frustrate the man. I always say this. Why will you advise your enemy on the weapon they should use against you to defeat you? Why are they keep on saying that, oh, they have the method to defeat GM? They have done it twice. So NDC should look for a better candidate. Common sense. They are afraid of the man. They are just afraid of the man. That's why they are doing all this. They are afraid. Yes. See, the Supreme Court ruling on new voters register case. Bye. Go there to support the NPP. 2021 election petition. Right there to support the NPP. So they are doing everything to support the NPP. So my people, you need to be conscious. You need to be afraid, because what we don't want to happen can actually happen. It's obvious they are afraid of GM. I'm going to move to the second topic of the day. Asim North. Have you guys seen what is happening in Asim North? Are you guys aware of what is happening in Asim North? Edo, Jean, do you see what is happening in Asim North? Do you see what is happening to James Quayson? Now, NPP is actually coming from all angles. A case, a 2 years old case, they are bringing it back. You know, what I don't understand is that, you see, that's what I'm saying, that the anonymous FC is another branch of the NPP. A man said he renounced his citizenship as a Canadian. And he has all the proof to show the EC before the day of election, before his vetting as an MP. But still, the Supreme Court is saying that at the time of filing, he was still a Canadian citizen. That we say separation of power. EC is an independent agency or agency. They said they have cleared the man because on the day of election, the time the man was sworn into office, he was no more a Canadian, but was a Ghanaian. The time he was filing to become an MP, he actually wrote or applied already to the Canadian government by saying that I don't want to be a Canadian anymore. But because of COVID, he couldn't get a reply quickly. But still, the Supreme Court have seen it right that this man shouldn't be a parliamentarian. Why? Because the NPP won the man. You remember the time they have to vote for the Speaker of Parliament, right? And they didn't want James Quayson to actually be part of the voting, because I believe the NDC had 137, the NPP had 137 members of parliament. So they wanted to disqualify someone so that they can nominate their own man as the Speaker of Parliament. So since that day, because they were not able to do it, they said it, that they're going to try all possible means to jail James Quayson. And that's exactly what they are doing right now. They are going all out to jail this man. Now, they are coming after the NDC from all angles for this Asim North by-election. They are coming from all angles. They are attacking the NDC from all angles. And you know, I see NDC to be a party right now that just react to things. They are reactive to things. But the NPP is actually proactive. They are very proactive for this Asim North election. You know what they did? They are coming from all angles. They are doing overnight project to just convince the people to vote for them. Overnight project. They are giving out money. They actually book all the hotels in Asim Fosu. They book all the hotels in Asim Fosu. Right now, the NDC folks cannot get a single hotel in Asim Fosu. They have to go into the Ashanti region. Obuasi, that's where they are getting the hotel. So they have to drive. For the past 3 weeks, they have to be driving from Obuasi in the Ashanti region back to Asim North. You see how these people, they are so proactive in what they are doing? They are now dragging the man to court, James Kwesi to court. So every single day, the man have to go to court. They want to frustrate the man. That's why I'm saying that they are very proactive. But the NDC, I don't know, for some reason, they are just reactive. Like, yeah, something will happen before they'll do something. Like, they are not matching the NPP booth by booth. JM told us that they're going to match NPP booth by booth. But up to now, they are not matching them. Because the show that I did this week about the IMF loan, we have seen in 2016, if my memory serves me right, 2016, when the NDC went to the IMF, they said John Mahama is incompetent, John Mahama is unworthy to be a president and all that. He insulted, descended on the NDC. But right now, the NPP went for IMF loan, but you see, the NDC folks are not even reacting. They are not matching the people. They're just sitting down watching. Up to now, no press conference to actually talk about the IMF deal. Nothing, you know. They're just quiet. So if the NDC really want to win 2024, they have to do better. They have to actually match them booth by booth. They have to be proactive, not reactive. That's what they need to do. They have to be very, very proactive. They have to be proactive. They do have to be proactive. They just want to frustrate this man. Make life impossible for this man. By saying that he have committed perjury. What do they mean by perjury? By saying that he lied on the application. That he was a Ghanaian, but in actual fact, he was a Canadian. You see how they want to, like, they want to frustrate the man. But the man said if he has to go to court every day, even have him mattress in the court every day, he will do that. And still, he will campaign. You see, Charlie, if you want to start talking about Ghana today, we're not going to finish. I'm telling you. We're not going to finish. It's pathetic. When we have so many other issues to deal with in this country. Now, one issue is there for us to deal with. Somebody have defrauded a lot of people, have stolen from a lot of people. Now, one, we have those cases, bigger cases, cases that really matter to deal with. You are taking this man to court over perjury, that he falsified information as he was filling his application to become a member of parliament. We have other things, other cases to look at, but we are not doing that. And we are here deceiving ourselves. Well, but before I go, I know today is Father's Day, so I want to wish a happy Father's Day to all my people, all the fathers that are, but thinking about it, even armed robbers, murderers, right, are not dragged to court every day on daily basis. Do you know that? Like people who have, like murderers and robbers are not dragged to court every day. But you want to drag this man, James Kwesi, to court every day. My producer, this make no sense. Hey, Ghana, Charlie. Corruption. Now, so once again, thank you guys all. Happy Father's Day to all my viewers, especially my lawyers viewers. Is because of you we are able to run these shows. I want to thank you so much for being a part of this big family. I want to see, let me see. Thank you guys so much. Let me see. I wanted to see something quick. I see Mensa Innovation. Happy Father's Day. I believe you're a man. Okay. Who else? Let me see. Henry Berryman, you're a man. So happy Father's Day. Quavy Foley, happy Father's Day. Asana, you are not a father, so you're a mother. So I can wish you. Jean Zensu, happy Father's Day. Kofi Ajiman, happy Father's Day. Who else? I'm just going by the name to see. Stephen Asante, happy Father's Day. If your name, I didn't mention you, but you are a father, please let me know. Abalo Asoba, happy Father's Day. Agbeuto Echeyao, happy Father's Day. Jack Gasu, happy Father's Day to you all. So happy Father's Day to you all. And but before I go, I want to wish a special happy Father's Day to our own Vice President, Dr. Bawumia. Happy Father's Day. Happy fathering our economy. Charlie. Our economy today, we can see a dollar to CD in 2016 was 3 cedis 90 pesos. Today in 2023 is 11 cedis 30 pesos. Inflation 15.4% in 2016 and today is 42.2%. Public debt 122 billion. Today is 575 billion. Calipo in 2016 was 1 cedis. Today Calipo is 4 cedis. So Dr. Bawumia, thank you very much for fathering our economy, for helping us to have a better Ghana. All right, on this note, we'll close the program. Thank you so much for being here, and I wish you all the best. But message to the NDC, you guys have to be proactive. Reactiveness will not take you anywhere. So you really need to be proactive if you want to win 2024. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Until then, I say live the life you love the life you live. Vie la vie que tu aimes la vie que tu vis. Thank you so much. God bless you.